Welcome back to the Tarble Arena. Everyone get set for exciting Carthage Lady Red basketball this afternoon. Lady Red's hosting the Loras College Dewhawks. And joining us now, the head basketball coach for the Lady Reds, Tim Bernero. And just to put a bow on what happened Wednesday night, workmanlike effort, 78-36 victory over Clark, and took care of business, got it done early, never gave them an opportunity to get a feel for the game and let them hang around.
Yeah, that was a function of, they're being shorthanded and coming on back and playing on short rest. I mean, I think they're a better team than they showed that night, Clark. But we did what we were supposed to do. We carried the game to them, put pressure on them, took away what they like to do, and the result was what you saw.
We were just talking, I think the Chicago game fresh on everybody's mind, so I think there's probably maybe a little bit more effort put into starting the game out with some intensity and some aggressiveness?
Yeah, I mean, teams are going to try to take us out of stuff. I mean, that you've seen already in some of these non-conference games, the teams that aren't able to do that, we got people that can score from every position on the floor, inside, outside, three-point shots, post play. So their only choices are to do what Chicago did and scramble the game a little bit, whether it's full court or half court, and they tried to we got out of sorts, and we needed to, it was kind of a slap in the face there that we didn't handle it as well. But then by halftime, or at halftime, we kind of reorganized and played the way I expect the team that with this kind of experience and talent to play. And the kids made good adjustments and made plays and kind of let their talents overtake the game that day, and you hope that we can keep going from that point and not have to, relive that lesson.
It's the last game before an extensive break for finals this week, so any worries about looking a little bit further ahead than the next 2.5 hours here?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've kind of pounded them with Loras came in here and beat you in your own gym last year, and I think there's an edge there as opposed to being somebody that we might have played last year or that we handled easy, or somebody that we didn't have any familiarity with. So I think it's a little bit personal that way, and we didn't really, might have been the worst result we got last year. I mean, of the 5 games we lost, that we didn't play well. They did, and they had something to do with us not playing well, and we didn't respond very well. So we've talked about that for 2 days. They got a couple days off after today, and then we'll get some workouts in periodically during finals or around finals to keep them fresh and sharp to get ready to play next Tuesday with Co.
Yeah, this Loras team has lost some to graduation, a little bit younger team, but they still got this Langmeyer kid coming off a game against Beloit, 39 points, 2 points short of a college record or a Loras record for most points in a game. So everything seems to flow through her.
Yeah, and the funny thing is we know about her. She's from Cuba City, which is a really good high school program. We recruited her. She's a farm kid from that area. Cuba City to Dubuque isn't very far. She just didn't want to venture too far away from home, and sometimes those go in your favor, sometimes they go against you. But she's a really good athlete, strong, fast, can run and jump, and she got a lot of stuff in transition, so we've got to make sure we're with her. She's very active, like I said, on the offensive board. She's got a nice variety, left and right hand around the basket. So we have to make sure we're attentive to her. I mean, 39 points is a ton of points, no matter where or when. I mean, so that's something we want to make sure we take care of. Their other post player is a good player. She's not as big or as athletic, or as tall or as athletic. She's strong and big, but so we've got to take care of that. And they've got experienced kids at the wings that are strong kids, that are good rebounders, that drive the ball to the basket, that can post up even to some degree. So we've got to be physical with those other 2 spots, and their point guard's a freshman, so we'll see how she I think she's there to kind of steer the ship and not do too much. But again, she's capable of making plays too.
As you mentioned, drawing up the game plan, they like to get aggressive. They go right at the basket. They throw everything right at the hoop.
Right. I mean, if you think about it, and I can't remember the exact numbers, but I think we've made 7 or 8 or 9 three-point baskets the other night against Clark. They've made 18 in 6 games. So that's, and I told the girls, I said, credit them. That's I don't want to get too philosophical, but in life, if you know what you don't do well and you play to your strengths, and you kind of, you don't keep trying to do what you're not good at. They're successful. They're 4-2 right now, and their game is drive the ball at the basket, throw the ball into the post, and if we don't get that, we're going to go on the offensive boards and try to get layups or get to the free throw line, and without the use of the three-point shot. So it's a little, odd in these days to not have that available to you. Now I'm sure they'll make a couple today. Hopefully not too many more than their average, but we're on the other hand. We've got Haley's got 22 or 30 or something. I don't know. She's got it by herself. So it's a part of the game that they don't really rely on. So hopefully we can adjust, and you don't have to really extend yourself to a lot of shooters, and then it becomes the old style, guard the paint and protect your turf there.
Don't let them cross you on the dribble.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. I think we'll score enough, or maybe we won't, but I think we will. So it's not one of those. What was this, Wisconsin, Virginia, where it's 48-37? But I think they're, keeping them out of the lane and making them make shots over you is what I kind of tell the kids. Make them make shots with a hand up. Make the post player score over our length, so that they're not drop step and making layups and getting clean looks at the rim. That should be to our advantage.
And I see the key to the game: rebound, and rebound some more.
Yeah, they're top 10 rebound. They're plus 14 on the year. And last year, I love the stats. And last year, they had 19 offensive rebounds here. The only team to do that to us in the last 3 years was DePaul. I mean, and it's, we found a way to win that game. But the offensive rebounds lead to foul trouble, obviously, because they'll get to the free throw line. There's a lot of activity around the basket. It leads to extra shots. It leads to extra chances for them to score. And it kind of breaks morale a little bit where, hey, we thought we did a really good job defending them. There's nothing worse than defending the possession, their set, or whatever they're doing, their individual stuff, to a tee, and then having missed shot, rebound, basket, or missed shot, rebound, foul, and now they're trying to break you down that way. So if we can control that and win the rebounding battle, and we're +9, we're not bad at it, but this requires everybody to be involved, chasing the ones that get tipped, the loose ones at midcourt at the free throw line. Those have got to be handled by our team and not theirs, because if they do, that gives them a chance to win the game.
I was just going to say, I think the key might lie in the 50-50 balls that lay on the court in the corners, the little caroms into the corners, the caroms out to the foul line.
And that's where, we've got good rebounding guards with Aaron and Steph. Haley obviously is not the biggest, most physical kid, but she needs to be in there and get 3 or 4 of those ones that you just described, John, where the ball's tipped around and it's on the floor, and she's got to be on her toes and run through the ball and grab it with 2 hands, and then we can get into our offensive stuff. But those loose ones, if 5 people don't commit to going to get them, sometimes you can't expect that it's going to just fall. It won't just fall in your lap, especially with the aggression that Loras plays with in that area.
Well, go get him today. Good luck.
Thanks, John.
Head basketball coach Tim Bernero joining us on our Carthage Lady Red pregame show as the Lady Reds getting set to take on the Loras Stewhawks from Dubuque, Iowa. We'll pause and take a 60-second break. When we come back, starting lineups and tip-off of this afternoon's game live right here on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you live at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Great crowd on hand for this one this afternoon as the 16th-ranked Carthage Lady Reds host the Loras Stewhawks out of Dubuque, Iowa. Lady Reds looking to go to 7-1 on the season. They've won 6 straight coming into the game here tonight. And Loras coming in with a record of 4-2 on the season. And it's a big ball game here for the Lady Reds as they head into the finals week this week here and get set to finish off their non-conference season at home against Co on the 17th before heading out to Las Vegas for their final 2 non-conference tilts against Carroll University and UW-Whitewater. The crowd on hand asked to rise here. Adam King, our PA announcer, getting set for our ball game here tonight. Let's take it downstairs to Adam.
A Carthage student who died in Vietnam in 1970. The flag is a gift to the college from his parents. Captain Vavrin's service medals can be viewed in the display cases in the entry hall near the Loras outdoors of Tarble Arena. In remembering Captain Vavrin, we pay tribute to all who have sacrificed their lives for our country and honor those who today put themselves in harm's way in service to America. To honor America, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Carthage Pep Band with our national anthem here this afternoon from the beautiful Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Let's head down to Adam King for our starting lineups this afternoon.
Record of 4-2, and your Carthage Lady Reds with a record of 6-1. Let's meet the Duhawks. A 5'8" senior forward out of De Pere, Wisconsin, number 14, Lauren Byrne. A 5'6" freshman guard out of Gilbert, Arizona, number 21, Kathleen Cabrera. A 5'10" senior forward from Cuba City, Wisconsin, number 22, Katie Langmeyer. A 5'9" senior forward out of Glenview, Illinois, number 25, Katie Wheeler. And a 5'8" sophomore forward from Port Byron, Illinois, number 40, Victoria May. The head coach for the Duhawks is Justin Heinzen. He's assisted by Lindsey Barnard, Jason Bowman, and Carrie Kennedy. Are you ready? And now, let's pick the starting lineup for your Carthage Lady Reds. A 4 to 5'9" senior from Normal Community High School out of Bloomington, Illinois, number 34, Christy Schmitz. At guard, a 5'8" junior from Mundelein Carmel Catholic High School from Island Lake, Illinois, wearing number 12, Erin Quinn. At center, a 6'1" senior from Delavan Darien High School from Darien, Wisconsin, number 23, Michelle Wenzel. At guard, a 5'5" senior from Marist High School from Chicago, Illinois, wearing number 11, Haley Stursik. And at guard, a 5'8" senior from Wheeling High School from Mount Prospect, Illinois, number 24, Stephanie Kuzmanek. The head coach for the Lady Reds is Tim Bernero. He's assisted by Maggie McCloskey and Katie Otto.
We're set for basketball this afternoon. Carthage Lady Reds getting set to take on the Loras College Duhawks. John Weiser with you. Glad you're along this afternoon for this one. Our officials are Aaron Reichert, Greg Humiston, and Matt Andrews. Duhawks, purple jerseys, purple shorts trimmed out in gold and white. Lady Reds, white jerseys, white shorts trimmed out in red and black. Key matchup of the ball game. That will be Michelle Wenzel. She'll draw the assignment on Katie Langmeyer. Langmeyer coming in averaging 17 points a game. She had a 39-point game Wednesday night against Beloit College. Langmeyer will jump center for the Duhawks. She will go up against Michelle Wenzel here in the opening tip. Aaron Reichert set to toss the ball up here. And a nice crowd settling in for this afternoon matinee. Carthage and Loras were underway. Carthage winning the opening tip. Schmidt off to Kuzmanek. Pull-up jumper left of the free throw line. That's no good. Ball loose in the paint. Pulled out of there by May. Victoria May down the floor quickly. Now they'll set it up offensively. Works it off on the wing. Cabrera between the circles, guarded by Stursik. Now hands the ball off as they work a weave to Byrne. Byrne top of the circle, guarded by Quinn. Quinn has her nearly tied up, gives the ball back to Cabrera. Cabrera now to the free throw line, guarded by Stursik. Looks to roll the ball in. Backing down on the paint is Victoria May. Walked with the basketball. Nice defensive effort for the Lady Reds. Good job by Wenzel. A little help out from Schmidt that time to cut off the left baseline. Force the travel by May, and Carthage will get the ball back. No score, just underway. Kuzmanek circles around, back out to Stursik. Three ball, that's good. Stursik, like she's done all year, getting off to a hot start. Drops in the long range from the right wing. 3-0 Carthage. Cabrera through the paint, bounces it out on the right wing. Wheeler with it. Wheeler takes it back up top. Works it back to Cabrera. She'll circle back around. Lady Reds stay man-to-man here. 8 on the shot clock as they work it to Langmeyer at the free throw line. Back to May. Skip pass back out to the far side and hitting Victoria May on the outside that time off the right wing, able to knock that one down. And it was a two-pointer just inside the arc. 3-2, Lady Reds by 1. Quinn now, back out. Stursik for a three. That's a rattle off, no good. May able to flag down the loose ball out to Cabrera. Long cross-court feed out to Wheeler. Wheeler through the paint, floats and hits, and Loras takes their first lead. Wheeler with a little floater in the paint that time, able to knock that down. And the Duhawks up by 1, 4-3. Now Quinn on the left wing, up top to Schmidt, around right side to Sturcik. Gets it back to Kuzmanik. One dribble, dumps it off to Wenzel. Wenzel trying to go through the paint, had it stripped out of her hand, flags it back down, gets it back to Schmidt. She'll back down on the left block, in the paint. Back out to Kuzmanik with 3 on the shot clock. Kuzmanik has to fire it up at the buzzer and banks it around. It rolls off, no good, and the rebound, Victoria May. Shot clock going down that time. Kuzmanik had very little time to score up, had to just get that one off. Back the other way comes Byrne. Byrne slides through, drops down below the arc right side. Tried a backdoor feed to Cabrera. It was behind her. She was able to flag it down. Gets it back out to Byrne. Hits the triple. Byrne from long range. They do not do that very often. Matter of fact, they had 18 made threes in their first 6 ball games. Largest lead now at 4 for Loras, 7-3. Kuzmanik on the drive. Going left side, lays it up and in. Kuzmanik driving left side, laid it up and kind of hung on that rim there for what seemed like an eternity and then fell through to bring the Lady Reds back to within 2. 7-5 Loras. Now the jump stop through the paint, and Wenzel blocking that one out of bounds. It was Langmeyer trying to get through. Good job by Wenzel that time to cut her off. Swat that one out of bounds. Cabrera will inbound, 17 on the shot clock. Cabrera up top. Feeds it below the arc. Langmeyer going to set the screen for Cabrera. Gets it back. Langmeyer now spinning. Goes up with the left hand and hits. Oh, what a nice soft touch there with the left hand. A little 180 in the paint. Lost Wenzel. That cleared some space. She creates shots that way, and that left-hand softy goes in. 9-5 Loras. Now on the run-up right side, Kuzmanik short-armed it. She was trying to initiate the contact by Lauren Byrne. None there. Loras able to clear out the boards. Loras out rebounding the Lady Reds 4-0 here. Langmeyer tries to work it inside. Scoop shot good. Katie Langmeyer turning, going left. Timeout, Lady Reds. 11-5 Loras. They get the jump on the Lady Reds here early by 6. Carthage jumping out to a 3-0 lead. Only to be outscored 11-2 here in the first 4 minutes of this contest. Well, earlier this afternoon, the Redmen over in Michigan fell to Hope by a final of 80-58. Reese Hirth with 15 points. Marlin Sr. 12 points, 9 rebounds. Alex Eitzen with 17 points to lead the Flying Dutchman as they improve to 2-4, while the Redmen fall to 4-3. This following an impressive win by the Redmen on Friday night as they knocked off 9th-ranked Calvin. 74-68 the final in that one. But they split their 2 games in Michigan this weekend, losing this afternoon to Hope by a final of 80-58. Redmond back home Monday night against Silver Lake College as Christy Schmidt backing in on the right paint, going up and over Langmeyer that time for the bucket. 11-7, Lady Reds trail by 4. 4.5 minutes gone by here in our first half here at Kenosha. Glad you're along today. Langmeyer up top, works it off to Cabrera on the left wing. Sturcik guarding her outside the arc. Now they roll it inside. Spin shot by May, whistle and a foul. Wenzel sliding around trying to help out Schmidt, and I think Wenzel got her across the arm. First foul of the ball game. And that will put Victoria May on the free throw line here for Loras. May 10 points per game, 56% shooter, able to knock down that free throw. She's 80% from the line. Another interesting stat, they've gone to the free throw line 148 times coming into the game here today. That compares with the Lady Reds getting to the free throw line 108 times. So 40 more free throw attempts as May hits them both. 13-7, Lady Reds down 6 here. It's They try and work it inside to Wenzel and need some help out there. And both officials looking at each other. It'll be Carthage ball underneath as that was deflected out by Langmeyer. Kuzmanik looking to trigger the inbound. Gets it into Schmidt. Low right. Banks it off the glass. Too strong. Rebound cleared out by Loras. Once again, Wheeler with the offense or defensive board. Duhawks by 6. Wenzel steps in front of Langmeyer to intercept the pass, and Langmeyer tries to track it down. Ties her up. Gets a held ball. Possession arrow to Loras.
Loras basketball.
So Duhawks get a fresh 30-second clock here. They'll inbound from midcourt, leading by 6. Now on the dribble drive, Alexis Hansen going up, skips off the heel of the rim, no good. May with the offensive board, gets it off to Langmeyer. Her shot no good. They flag down yet another loose ball. This is what Tim Bernero was concerned with. They crash the boards hard. They have out-rebounded the Lady Reds 7-zip here in the first 5+ minutes. They work it around on the wing. 8 on the shot clock. May up top. Gives it to Cabrera. Cabrera will fire and hit. She lost Sturcik on a screen. Beautiful job by Langmeyer to step up, set the screen. Sturcik ran right into Langmeyer, lost Cabrera. That cleared space for Cabrera to hit left of the free throw line as the shot clock hits 0. 15-7, 8-point Loras lead. Schmidt turnaround shot in the paint, good. Christy Schmidt, her second bucket of the ball game. She has 4. Lady Reds back to within 6, 15-9. Cabrera again will hand it off. Byrne cut off, double team, tied up and fell down. That should have been a travel. No call as the ball came free. Cabrera able to settle it down, 10 on the shot clock. Byrne again with it. To May, into the corner. Back to Cabrera. Cabrera was fouled by Quinn with 1 second on the shot clock. Boy, that just... Tim Bernero just did the old vertical leap that time. I think he cleared 42 inches with Quinn committing that foul. Coming in now is Emma Bradford, 5'7" freshman out of Elburn, Illinois. Also in Caitlin Phillips for Loras, a sophomore out of Hinckley, Illinois. Casey Kleiner and Alexis Hahn in for the Lady Reds. Shot missed, rebound. First one of the game here for the Lady Reds. And Kleiner traveled with the basketball. She wanted to drive around Caitlin Phillips and commits the turnover. Second turnover of the ball game. Again, the Lady Reds have been out-rebounded 8-0 here in this first half. Again, Loras, a +14 team on the glass. They're scrappy. They go after it. I give them a lot of credit. They're fun to watch, and they work hard. Langmeyer turning, facing the basket. Now tosses it into the corner. Back up top, it'll go to Byrne. Lauren Byrne driving, flips it off. Off-balance shot goes down. Not much you could do there. Quinn hung with her all the way to the basket, and she just falling left, backwards, flipped that off the glass with a hope, and the hope was answered. 8-point Loras lead. Quinn now, top of the circle to Wenzel. Dumps it off to Kleiner. Kleiner now on the left wing. Backs it off. She'll circle around. Gives it to Quinn. Quinn on the right wing. Penetrates below the arc. Back out to Hahn. Hahn, one dribble. Top of the circle. Jumper, good. Alexis Hahn, her first points tonight. That coming from the top of the circle. 17-11. Loras with the lead. Just over 12 minutes to go here in our first half. Now on the drive. This is Bradford. Cut off. Swings it back up top. Now they try and lob it inside to Langmeyer. Ball on the floor. They tie her up. It's loose. And finally we get a held ball call. Possession arrow to the Lady Reds. Christy Schmidt will check back in for the Lady Reds, replacing Wenzel. Coming back in here for the Duhawks is Haley Varner. Varner, a junior, teammate of Schmidt down at Bloomington Normal. 17-11. Lady Reds trail here by 6. 11:45 to play first half. Kuzmanek high on the right wing, dumps it off to Hahn. Hahn top of the circle to Kleiner, reversing left side Quinn on the drive out of the left side. Had it stripped, ball loose in the paint, still loose in the paint, and touching it. Langmeyer was on the end line, no call. Schmidt trying to go for the strip, and she was fouled. Going to call a foul here, I believe, on Phillips. That's her first Loras foul. Gabby Chappa will come in for Aaron Quinn. Lady Reds trail by 6, but with possession here. Kuzmanek with it. Works it off far side to Kleiner. Kleiner out of Shoreland Lutheran High School. Gives it back to Kuzmanek. Kuzmanek top of the free throw circle. Now gives it to Schmidt. Schmidt had it knocked out of her hand. Deflected out that time by Langmeyer. So defensively, Langmeyer is going to work on Schmidt here. With Wenzel on the other end, typically. Now they get it into Hahn. Hahn off balance shot. Oh, it fell off. Had a good look that time, and it just, the last second, fell off the front of the rim. Back the other way comes Loras. Flipping it up and driving all the way was Caitlin Phillips. Beat everybody back. Builds the lead back out to 8 for Loras. 10:55 to play. Now Chappa top of the circle. Bounce feed to Kuzmanek. Kuzmanek works it into Schmidt. Schmidt dribbles around Langmeyer. Count it and one. Count the basket. The foul on Langmeyer, her first. And Schmidt goes to the line to shoot the and one. Lori Obendorf will come in, a 6'2 freshman out of Aurora Media Valley. Schmidt for the and one is good. 7 points this afternoon for Christy Schmidt. 19-14, Lady Reds to within 5. 11-2 run to start the game for Loras. As that shot partially blocked, Obendorf picks up the loose ball, puts it in off the left block. Now the drive that time by Varner. She lost control in the paint, had it poked out of there by Chappa, but then Obendorf, the 6'2 forward, picked it up and just laid it in. Back the other way, Christy Schmidt counted in one more. Second straight foul on Langmeyer, and Schmidt will go back to the line for the and one. That's huge. 2 fouls now on Langmeyer. Langmeyer, their leading scorer, at just under 18 points per game, coming off a 39-point game the other night against Beloit. Picks up her second foul. Schmidt again to the line for the and one, and hits. So coming in will be Katie Good. Good, a 5'11 sophomore out of Grimes, Iowa. 21-17, Lady Reds trail by 4. We're just about at the halfway point of our first half here this afternoon from the Tarble Arena. An excellent crowd here. Looking in the neighborhood about 500 or 600 here today. And we got a whistle, pass inside, and the foul committed by Chappa as she tried to go through Varner to get to that ball. So bounce feed going to Varner, and Chappa, that was her man, and she just bounced her right to the floor. 21-17, Lady Reds trailed. Loras with the ball. Obendorf over the top feed to Langmeyer. Off balance, gets it back out to Phillips. Ball faking, tries to toss it back up top. Stolen by Kleiner. She was looking for Varner that time on the drop back pass. Chappa for 3. That one is short. Rebound Hahn, right side. Hahn pulls it back out to Kuzmanek. Takes the dribble to the circle. Gives it off to Schmidt. Schmidt looping it into the right corner to Hahn. She'll put it up and in from 20. Schmidt with a nice penetration, then the kick out to the right corner, and we got a timeout, Loras. Lady Reds back to within 2, 21-19, a 30-second timeout by the Loras Dewhawks.
It's a 30-second timeout.
Now the Carthage College inviting the community to celebrate the joy of the holiday season at the annual Carthage College Christmas Festival. 3 performances of readings and music in the A.F. Siebert Chapel. The performances are sold out this weekend, but you can join us in spirit by watching the Christmas Festival live online. Again, just go to carthage.edu, and it's at the Christmas Festival link, and you'll see that right there. right on the main page. Just take that right to that particular live stream. That'll be tonight at 7:30, a live stream. Unto Us a Child is Born, a festival of readings and carols this weekend here at the Siebert Chapel on the campus of Carthage College. 21-19, Lady Reds back to within 2, 9:20 to go here in the first half. Loras, very scrappy team at 4-2, picked for the middle of the road of the Iowa Intercollegiate Athletic Conference as Varner's shot no good, rebound Wenzel, and Wenzel fouled. Wenzel able to get that loose basketball inside, then tried to protecting the ball, was fouled by Naomi Phillips. It's the fourth foul on Loras as Carthage will bring it down. 9 minutes to go in the half, trailing by 2. Stursick, Quinn, Wenzel, Kuzmanik, and Schmidt, the starting 5 out there for the Lady Reds. Stursick for 3, rattles off, no good. And the rebound pulled in by Phillips. Back the other way comes Loras. They get it down quickly. Varner. Phillips working with it. Back outside, long rebound. There's one of those 50-50 balls picked up by Stursick. She'll give it off to Kuzmanik. Kuzmanik down the floor, working on Phillips. Slides it off to Schmidt. The jumper from the right corner is good. Christy Schmidt feeling it here. She's got 12 of her team's 21 points. We're tied at 21. 8:20 to go, first half. Phillips pull-up jumper free throw line. That was partially blocked that time by Stursick. Coming away with it is Kuzmanik. Kuzmanik top of the circle, works it off to Stursick, to Schmidt. Left side, Quinn. Quinn to Kuzmanik. Little dribble, pull-up jumper free throw line. Good, and the Lady Reds reclaim the lead. 23-21 on the Kuzmanik basket. Under 8 minutes to go, first half. Battling back from an 8-point deficit. Here's the 3 ball on the way. That's no good. Kept alive, punched up into the paint. Taken away by Kuzmanik, 2-on-1. Has Wenzel on the right side. Kuzmanik trying to feed Wenzel and getting back on the steal. That time was Katie Good. Excellent hustle by Good to get down there. Now the Duhawks will set it up. Trailing by 2, 7.5 minutes to play, first half. Karen Phillips with it. Into the corner. Jumper on the way. That one's short. Rebound Quinn. There's Katie Good on that jumper out of that left corner. Carthage will set it up now. Leading by 2. Wenzel will work it off to Schmidt. To Stursick, ball faking up top. Aaron Quinn for 3. That's off the back iron, no. Wenzel with the offensive board. Goes back up, counted and one. Wenzel getting bumped off that rebound, put it up, drew the foul, made the basket. Chance for the 3-point play for the senior out of Delavan Darien High School. Christy Schmidt and Stephanie Kuzmanik will come out as Kleiner and Hahn come back in for the Lady Reds. And Wenzel with the and one upcoming. That one rattled out, no good. Rebound in the corner. Flagged down by Katie Good. 25-21. Lady Reds up by 4 here with 6:50 to play in the half. They were down by as many as 9 here in this first half. Make that 8 here in this first half. Working with it, top of the free throw line, Byrne. Byrne gives it off to Cabrera. 7 on the shot clock for Cabrera. Crossover dribble, now pulls up. Shot short, rebound Kleiner. Kleiner dribbles out of traffic, brings it across. Kleiner down to Quinn. Quinn going hard to the basket, laid it short. Rebound Hahn, turns, goes back up, lays it in. Quinn penetrated, got in, missed the left side layup. It rolled off right side. Hahn picked it up. Went right back up, all in one motion, laid it off the glass. 27-21, Lady Reds up 6. Wheeler with it. Cut off nicely that time by Quinn. Has to throw it back up top to Byrne. Byrne to Cabrera. Back around to Good. Long jumper, good. Triple that time. Counted as a 3 as Lauren Byrne able to drop one in. Byrne out of Green Bay Notre Dame Academy. Cuts the deficit to 3, 27-24, 5:40 to go in the half. Over the top feed, Hahn down low to Wenzel. Wenzel able to lay it in.
high-low game that time between Hahn and Wenzel. Wenzel with the finish. She has 4. 29-24, Lady Reds. Cabrera between the rings. Gave up the dribble. Now to Byrne. Byrne guarded by Kleiner to the free throw line. Back out to Cabrera, and we got a 3-second violation on Loras. Gabby Chappa in for Aaron Quinn for the Lady Reds. 5:13 to play in the half. 29-24 Carthage. Lady Reds getting back in the rebounding game. They were out-rebounded at one point. 8-zip. Rebounds now 12-10. Carthage doing a much better job on the glass. Stursick now got through traffic, lost it. She was bumped by Cabrera. There was no call. That threw her off. Coach Bernero looking for a foul there, none coming. Back the other way comes the Duhawks. Working with it, McMahon. Now to Cabrera on the left wing, guarded by Stursick. Shot clock down to 10. Cabrera gave up the dribble, back up top. And they get a ball tie up. Oh, they're going to call a foul. Oh, my. Stursick with the foul. That is her first. 4th team foul. Looks like she tied her up before she made contact there, but they call the foul. Tough from my angle here, watching Stursick go after that. May have got the body before the ball. Duhawks retain possession here. We got a foul underneath, away from the basketball. It's going to go on Gabby Chappa. It's her second. Team fouls now even at 5. Kuzmanik will check in, replacing Gabby Chappa. Duhawks will inbound left of the basket. Throw it up. They almost throw it away. They're throwing it way up top that time. Almost went out of bounds. Cabrera now will settle it down with the dribble. Works it off near side. Wheeler dumps it back. McMahon through the paint. Deflected out by the Lady Reds. 17 on the shot clock here for Loras. They inbound. Get it to Victoria May, to Byrne. Byrne guarded by Kleiner. 7 on the shot clock. Byrne again with it. Top of the circle jumper. That rattles off no good. McMahon with the shot, but the offensive board by the Duhawks as they get it right back. Byrne again dropping down with the dribble. Turning, going over Kleiner. Whistle and a foul. Kleiner on the body that time. On the lean-in shot that time by Byrne. And Byrne will go to the free throw line for a pair. Lauren Byrne, 8 points per game. 68% shooter from the foul line this season. That one clanks off, no good. Christy Schmidt will come back in, replacing Alexis Hahn. Second free throw. That one's no good. Rebound pulled in by Wenzel. 29-24, Lady Reds. 3:40 to go, first half. Here at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Stursick over the Schmidt. Screen for 3. That was from the south parking lot. Lot A3 by Stursick. My goodness, she was a good 3 feet behind the line. Credit Schmidt with setting the ball screen that time to allow her to shoot. 32-24. Stursick with 6 points. Cabrera, she'll shoot the 3. That one goes up and over the backboard. That will be Carthage basketball. Katie Langmeyer will check in. If you're just joining us, Langmeyer, the Duhawks' leading scorer, picked up 2 quick fouls in the first 8 minutes of the ball game. This is her first action since picking up that second foul. 32-24. Lady Reds have built out an 8-point lead. Kleiner for 3. That one rattles off. Rebound Cabrera. Outlets to Byrne. Byrne down the right side. Inside it goes. May with it. Back out. Langmeyer. Guarded by Wenzel. Wenzel's done a pretty good job here. This end of the floor. Langmeyer is one of those players, though, that can go off, and she's a streaky shooter. There they go. They look for her inside, and she was hammered by Stursick. Got past Wenzel that time. Stursick slid down on the help out, picks up her second foul. That's where Langmeyer is effective. She will get to the line here. Katie Langmeyer. Just under 18 points a game, 63% from the foul line. Even 50% shooting on the season, missing on the front end. Missed 3 straight from the line here. Second one on the way, good. 1 for 2 for Langmeyer. 5 points on the afternoon for Langmeyer. 32-25, 2:25 to go in the half. Kleiner out of the right corner, thought about it, reloads, gives it off to Schmidt, reversing left side to Quinn. Quinn up top to Kuzmanik, back to Quinn. Quinn on the penetration, slides it off left side. Wenzel drives the basket, lays it off the glass and in. Nice look by Quinn, drew the defense. Wenzel was open, finished low left. 6 points for Michelle Wenzel, 34-25. And then we got a traveling violation on Loras. Extra step before getting the pass off that time. Under 2 minutes to go here in our first half. Fast pace here. Loras trying to establish a fast pace. Carthage withstood an early run, 11-2 early run that put their Duhawks up by 8, but Carthage has responded here. Wenzel penetrates, right-hand shot no good, fell off right side. Rebound Victoria May, but then threw it away. Carthage basketball. Another turnover, 2 straight by the Duhawks. They now have 7. Caitlin Phillips checking in, along with Emma Bradford for the Duhawks. 90 seconds to go in the half. Wenzel way up top. Works it off to Quinn. Quinn now. Kleiner. Kleiner for 3. Good. Casey Kleiner just to the left of the free throw line, behind the arc, drops in the triple, her first bucket of the game. 37-25, 12-point advantage now. Lady Reds with 1:10 to go. May high on the right. Ball faking, almost taking the shot that time was Bradford. Reloads back out to Phillips, off to Byrne in the corner. Lauren Byrne out of the right corner, takes 1 dribble. Swings it back outside. Spinning, 2 seconds on the shot clock, trying to lean in. Kuzmanik partially blocked, came up short. Shot clock violation. 3rd straight turnover committed by Loras. Way to buckle down the defense here if you're a Lady Red fan. They forcing 3 empty possessions here for Loras in the final 2 minutes. A 20-second differential here, 44 seconds to play in the half. See if they get a good look. Kuzmanik, good look. That one bounces around, falls off, rebound inside, whistle foul. It's going to go on Wenzel. Well, the minute that shot goes up, you've got 4 purple jerseys underneath looking for the rebound. As a coach, if you're Justin Heinzen, you've got to love the hustle on your squad. They buy into the fact that they're not going to be fancy from the outside. Now, Langmeyer will come out. Obendorf will check in. Langmeyer with 2 personal fouls. That's a good move there by Justin Heinzen to pull his best player off the floor here so she does not get that 3rd foul. Free throw missed. Rebound pulled in by Alexis Hahn. About a 5-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. 26 seconds to go in the half. Carthage will just bang it out with the slow dribble. Kuzmanik out near the center stripe. Kuzmanik now on the drive. Going right side. High off the glass. No good. Rebound by Loras with 7 seconds to go. Byrne brings it across. They'll have the final look. And we got a travel. That's a travel. My goodness, a late whistle. Emma Bradford had the luggage packed. She was already boarding the plane by the time she took that ball to the basket. She traveled so much. Carthage will inbound, and the time will expire here in this first half. Good comeback here by the Lady Reds. They were down by as many as 8, 6 minutes into the game, but they've battled back to take a 12-point advantage. It's Carthage 37, Loras 25. We'll pause, take a 2-minute break. Back with our halftime statistics right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Halftime here at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Lady Reds have battled back to take a 12-point lead, 37-25 at the break. John Weiser with you. Glad you're along this afternoon. Carthage College Lady Reds basketball on 1050 WLIP and WLIP.com. Lady Reds got off to a 3-0 start, and a quick start as usual. Stursik's 3 put them up early, but then an 11-2 run made it an 11-5 ball game. Carthage taking a timeout at that point, trying to gain some momentum back, if you will, from that early start. And unfortunately, Loras jumped out to an 8-point lead as they continued on their hot start. Built it out to an 8-point lead a couple of times in that first half. The last time, a 19-11 margin on a layup by Caitlin Phillips with just over 11 minutes to play in this first half. But then Carthage slowly started to chip away. It was Christy Schmidt on a pair of 3-point plays, brought her team back to within 5, 21-16 at the 10-18 mark. Carthage was able to cut it to 2 on a Alexis Hahn jumper, make it 21-19. And then Carthage tying it on a Christy Schmidt jumper out of the right corner with 8.5 minutes to go. Carthage regained the lead on a Kuzmanik jump shot with 8 minutes to play. And then the Lady Reds rolled that lead out as they went on at that point. What would be a 13-2 run. And that built that lead out to as much as 8, 32-24, and a Stursik 3-pointer. And then got to double digits here late in the first half by a Kleiner 3-pointer. That provided our final margin here, 37-25 at the break. So Carthage able to use a late 13-2 run here to regain the lead. As we take a look at the numbers in this first half, Carthage shooting 53%, 16 of 30 in that first half. They were 3 of 7 from behind the arc and 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Lady Reds were led by Christy Schmidt, 12 points in that first half, 5 of 6 from the floor, including a pair of free throws, a pair of 3-point plays in there as well for Schmidt. She has 12 points to lead all scorers. 6 points across the board for Haley Stursik, 2 of 4, both of those triples. Michelle Wenzel with 6 on 3 of 4 shooting. Alexis Hahn also 3 of 4 from the floor for her 6 points. Stephanie Kuzmanik with 4 and Casey Kleiner with 3. Gabby Chapa played, did not score for the Lady Reds. Erin Quinn played, did not score for the Lady Reds as well. Carthage 53%, 16 of 30, and 3 of 7 from behind the arc. Meanwhile, their foes from Dubuque, Iowa, the Loras Duhawks, 43%, 10 of 23 from the floor, 2 of 5 from outside the arc, 3 of 7 from the free throw line. Lauren Byrne with 8 points to lead the way for the Duhawks. Byrne 3 of 4 from the floor, including a pair of 3-pointers. 5 points for Katie Langmeyer. Langmeyer picked up 2 fouls in the first 6 minutes of our game here and spent much of the first half on the bench, still finished with 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting. 4 points for Victoria May and 2 points for Cabrera, 2 for Phillips, 2 for Orbendorf, and 2 for Wheeler in that first half. Again, the Duhawks go 43%, 10 of 23, 2 of 5 from behind the arc. Rebounding, they out-rebounded the Lady Reds 17-12. They had an 8-0 advantage at one point Carthage getting 3 offensive boards, 9 on the defensive glass. They were led by Alexis Hahn with 4 boards so far. Meanwhile, Victoria May on her way to another double-double, as May with 9 boards already for Loras. 7 of those on the defensive end. Turnovers, Lady Reds with 8, Lady Reds with 4, Loras with 9. Carthage 8 assists on their 16 made baskets. The Duhawks with 4 assists on their 10 made buckets so far. Lady Reds with 1 block and 3 steals in that first half. Lady Reds lead by 12, 37-25. We'll take another 2-minute break. Back with more from the Tarble Arena. Lady Reds in front of Loras, 37-25 on your home for Carthage Athletics, AM 1050 WLIP. So we're set for second half play here. Lady Reds leading by 12, 37-25. Loras will have the basketball to start our second half. Byrne, Cabrera, Langmeyer, Wheeler, and May. On the floor for Loras, Stursick, Quinn, Wenzel, Kuzmanik, and Schmidt for the Lady Reds. Byrne with it to May, top of the circle. Reversing right side, Cabrera. Cabrera, step back 3 over Stursick. That rattles off no good, but Byrne with the rebound goes back up and draws the foul. Before the shot, they'll say. It's going to go on Quinn. Quinn picks up her second, so she joins Stursick and Wenzel with 2 fouls now for the Lady Reds. They'll get it into Langmeyer. Keep an eye on Langmeyer here in this second half. Limited to just 5 points. She's averaging just under 18 a game. They get it right into Langmeyer, going over Wenzel. Left side block lays it in. Langmeyer from Cabrera that time makes it a 10-point game. 37-27, Lady Reds leading with the basketball, their first possession here in the second half. Kuzmanik, step back 3 right side. That's too strong, an air ball, and that will be picked up before going out of bounds. Flag down by Loras as they'll bring it across. Good job that time by Wheeler to pick up that ball underneath. Gives it off to Cabrera. Cabrera now back to Wheeler. Wheeler now driving. Feeds May in the paint. Caught down low. Left block lays it up and in. Got around both Wenzel and Schmidt. 4 straight here to start the second half for Loras. They've cut it into single digits now. It's an 8-point Lady Red advantage. Kuzmanik up top to Schmidt. Left side it goes Stursick. Stursick guarded by Cabrera. Finds Quinn. Reversing around right side now to Kuzmanik. Kuzmanik over the top feed to Schmidt. Backing in on the right paint. Can't get anywhere. Back up top to Kuzmanik. Nice job by May that time. Now they get it back out. Stursick for 3. That one rattles off, no good. May with the rebound. She now has 10, and we've got an injured Loras player. Cabrera, I think, turned an ankle. So Cabrera will exit here. She'll get off under her own power. I think she just rolled her ankle. She came out to block Stursick's shot, and as she left the floor, may have landed on Stursick's foot, turned the leg. So she'll come out. Caitlin Phillips in. 37-29. Good start here for the Duhawks. They've gotten off hot, made their first 2 possessions count here. Byrne out of the left corner. Up top to Phillips. Phillips back to Byrne on the wing. Left wing feed, looking to get it inside to Langmeyer. She had it, lost it, tipped it out to Byrne. Byrne picks it up, gets it back, and we got to travel. Got it back in the hands of Phillips, and realizing the shot clock was going down, she wanted to start her drive to the basket, but shuffled the feet, turning it over. It's 9 turns now by Loras. Make that 10 turns here by Loras in the ball game. 37-29, 2 minutes in. Carthage still looking for their first basket here in the second half. Kuzmanik finding Wenzel, lays it up and in. Michelle Wenzel, low right. She has 8. Lead back to 10. We got a traveling violation here as trying to jump stop was Katie Wheeler. Saw some contact coming up, tried to embellish it, took the extra step to draw the contact. 11 turns now for Loras. 39-29, Lady Reds. Stursick off the left wing, up top to Kuzmanik. Kuzmanek takes the drive over right side, hands it back to Sturcik, penetrates to the free throw line, drops it back to Schmidt. Back out to Sturcik, reversing around to Quinn. Inside left block, Wenzel lays it off the glass, too strong. Ball loose in the paint. She tried to get around Langmeyer that time, and Langmeyer came up with a loose ball. Now the Duhawks will set it up. Caitlin Phillips with it. Works it off far side. Wheeler, back to Byrne. Up top to Wheeler. Wheeler on the right wing, raising up. Gets it to May. Shot clock down to 7. Back to Byrne. Byrne guarded hard by Quinn. Inside May. Double team by Wenzel. Gets it back out to Langmeyer. Her jumper no good. Ball tapped. Kept alive. Byrne comes out of there with it. Another offensive board here for the Loras Duhawks. They have 6 of their 18 now off the offensive glass. 39-29. Lady Reds by 10. Duhawks working off left wing. Phillips inside to May. May again drawing the double team. Back out to Langmeyer. Langmeyer back to Wheeler. Wheeler to Langmeyer. Langmeyer right of the free throw line. 2 on the shot clock. Phillips puts it up. Blocked by Wenzel. And it's no good as off the tip, picking it up that time was Byrne. She threw it off the glass. It never touched the rim. So a second shot clock violation of the day against Loras. Schmidt will come out. Alexis Hahn will check in. 39-29, Lady Reds leading. Approaching the 4-minute mark gone by here in our second half. John Weiser with you. Glad you're along this afternoon on 1050 WLIP. Wenzel, I should say, up top to Quinn, around to Sturcik, right side Kuzmanek. Now to Hahn, free throw line jumper, good. Alexis Hahn off the feed from Kuzmanek. 4th assist of the game for Kuzmanek. And for Hahn, she now has 8 points. Lead back to 12 now. Langmeyer pulls up, left baseline good. Kind of lulled Wenzel to sleep there with that waist-high dribble and then dropped the shoulder and leaned it off the glass and down. 41-31, and we got an offensive foul on Wenzel. Moving screen, trying to get around Langmeyer. Wenzel picks up her 3rd. She will come out as Christy Schmidt will check back in. Carthage leading by 10 as the Duhawks will bring it across. Phillips has it stolen away by Hahn. Hahn with a breakaway. Hahn gets it under control, will lay it up and in. Alexis Hahn with the steal and the bucket the other way. And Carthage back up by 12. 43-31. Byrne trying to step around that screen set by Langmeyer. And we got a whistle away from the play inside as Langmeyer and Schmidt got tangled up. Schmidt with the foul. That is her first. 3rd team foul on the Lady Reds. Duhawks yet to commit a foul here in the second half as Lori Obendorf will check back in. Obendorf in there now, a 6'2 freshman out of Naperville, Illinois. Phillips up top. Gets around Obendorf, going hard off the glass and in. Obendorf setting a nice screen that time at the top of the circle. Allowed Phillips to circle around and drive the baseline and in. 43-33. Lady Reds leading here. Now Schmidt backing down the right block. Had it picked out by Langmeyer. Took it away from her. She poked it out from behind. Back the other way, laying it up and in. Katie Wheeler with the layup and the bucket. 43-35, back down to an 8-point game. Reds just can't get separation right now. That's a credit to the Duhawks. Down low it goes to Schmidt. She was fouled. Obendorf that time, getting her across the arm, and that'll put Christy Schmidt on the line for 2. Schmidt with a 2 for 2 night so far at the line. Able to make it 3 for 3 as she dropped that one in. Casey Kleiner in for Haley Sturcik. Kleiner, junior out of Shoreland, by way of South Milwaukee. As Schmidt makes the second basket, 45-35. 10-point advantage here, Lady Reds. 6 minutes gone by in our second half. Carthage looking for their 7th win in a row. Dropping a season opener to Ohio Northern. We got a double dribble on Lauren Byrne that time, turning it back over to the Lady Reds. That's 14 turnovers now by Loras, 5 of them here in the first 6.5 minutes of our second half. Quinn to Schmidt to Kuzmanik. Schmidt will circle back into the corner, trying to get the return pass from Kuzmanik, stolen away by Langmeyer. Gets it down the floor to Wheeler. Wheeler cut off by Quinn, return pass, Langmeyer trailing the play, lays it up and in. Got to be aware of the trailer on those breakouts. Langmeyer that time trailing the play. She now has 11. 6 here in the second half. 45-37. Kleiner around to Schmidt. Gets it to Quinn. Up top, Kuzmanik. Kuzmanik drops below the free throw line. Back out to Kleiner. Now to Quinn with 10 on the shot clock. To Hahn, top of the circle. Tried to look for Schmidt. Threw it away. It's tipped out. Went off a Loras player. Obendorf that time tipped it away from Schmidt, so Carthage will retain possession. 6 on the shot clock here. Coming in for Loras, Naomi Phillips out of Waverly, Iowa. She'll come in for Lauren Byrne. Carthage will inbound out of the right corner with 6 on the shot clock. Kuzmanik down low to Hahn. Hahn tried to lay it in left side, drew the foul. Mad at herself because she missed the basket, but she'll get 2 from the stripe. Caitlin Phillips, no relation to Naomi, picked up the foul. That's her second, the second on the Duhawks. Hahn on the line, able to drop it in. Alexis Hahn, appearing in her 8th game now, all off the bench. Pretty solid player. She's 73% from the line, averaging just under 9 points per game. She's over that here this afternoon with 11. Make it 12 as she goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. 47-37 Carthage. 13 minutes to go. We got a timeout taken by the Duhawks. Exactly 13 minutes to play. We'll break as well. Lady Reds by 10. Carthage 47, Loras 37. Back after the 60 break on 1050 WLIP. Well, it's final down in Chicago. University of Chicago holds back Illinois Wesleyan 92-90 in women's basketball this afternoon, despite a furious comeback by the Titans. Colleen McMahon with 29 for Illinois Wesleyan, but they come up 2 points short. Chicago with the win over Illinois Wesleyan. Back here at the Tarble Arena, Lady Reds by 10 here, 12:45 to go. Following the Loras timeout, Duhawks with the ball. Up top, taking the jump shot that time and missing. That was Bradford. Back the other way come the Lady Reds. Kuzmanik back out to Kleiner for a 3. That one was short. Nobody there for the Lady Reds. Easy rebound for Caitlin Phillips. Duhawks will bring it down. And they work it off. Bradford with it. To Langmeyer. Back inside it goes Obendorf. Counted and one. Kleiner coming in on the help out that time. Commits the foul. Tried to slide in the back door, cut off Obendorf's trip to the basket, but just too much for her to handle down low. Obendorf with 4 points and a chance to add to it with the and one on the back end of the three-point play. And rattles that one in. Pulls her team to within 7 as May will come in for Obendorf for the Duhawks. 47-40 Carthage. Kuzmanik will bring it across. Works it off to Kleiner. Kleiner gets the screen from Wenzel. Back up top to Chapa. Around to Kuzmanik. Kuzmanik loops it back to Schmidt on the right wing. Back up top. Reversing all the way around to Chapa left side. Chapa driving the basket, going hard. Drew the foul. Gabby Chapa, an aggressive move there. Normally a freestanding shooter out there, but that time taking it right to the basket, able to draw the foul. Gabby Chapa, the senior out of Barrington, Illinois.
13 foul.
Foul will go on May, her first.
Number 34, Phillips.
Oh, check that, Phillips with the foul. They had posted it as Victoria May, but it's going to go on Naomi Phillips, her first, third team foul. So 2 shots upcoming for Gabby Chappa. Has not gotten to the line all that much. She's 6 for 6, make it 6 for 7 now at the stripe. She has really struggled with her outside game. She's has yet to hit a three-pointer this year, just 1 of 17 from the floor. Makes the second free throw, 1 for 2 that trip, 48-40, Lady Reds, 11:50 to go. Duhawks quickly into the offensive end, set it up, Phillips on the point. Again, Cabrera left with an ankle injury here in this second half. She has not returned. So it's been Phillips at the point as she gives it off to Byrne. Byrne guarded by Kuzmanik. Into the right corner, May takes the dribble back up top. Back out to Bradford. Now to Phillips with 6 on the shot clock. She'll back it all the way out to the center circle with 3, with 2. Phillips cut off, and it's stolen away by Kleiner. Another turnover. Shot clock induced once again as Kleiner comes away with it. Back to Chappa. Chappa up top to Wenzel. Wenzel tried to go to the basket, had it stripped. Rolls off Kuzmanik, went off the hip of Byrne, out of bounds. Carthage will keep possession. There was no change of possession, so the shot clock stays at 19 as Cabrera now comes back in. Cabrera, who had turned an ankle earlier here in the half, back in there now for the Duhawks. Now Kuzmanik with it, works it off to Wenzel. To Chappa on the left wing. We got a foul, and it was on the Duhawks. It's going to go on May coming through the lane. Trying to clear out inside, got tangled up with Schmidt. Pushed her off. Each team now with 4 team fouls in the second half. Carthage with a fresh shot clock will inbound left of the basket. Kuzmanik will flip it up top to Wenzel. Wenzel had it stripped out of her hand by Langmeyer. Cabrera comes down with it. Cabrera in the offensive end. Working on Chappa. Skipped through the paint. Back out for 3. On the way. Clanks off no good. Rebound Kuzmanik. Kuzmanik will take it down. Again had it poked out from behind by Byrne. Langmeyer uncontested will get the easy layup. Easiest point she scored all year. Got the strip out at midcourt. And not a white shirt around. Langmeyer with 13 now, and they've pulled to within 6, 48-42. Chappa rolls it inside to Wenzel. Turnaround, hook shot with the left hand. That fell off short. Rebound Cabrera. 2-possession game as Duhawks bring it down. They'll circle back. Figured they had at least one more push here. Being down 12. Got off to a good start. They loop it into Langmeyer. Got around Wenzel, lays it up and in. Look for Carthage to take a timeout. They do. 4-point game, 48-44. Timeout, Lady Reds. We'll take a break. 10:03 to go. Lady Reds up 4 on Loras. Back after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Midway through our second half, and a push here by Loras. They've cut it to 4, 48-44. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Kuzmanik, Hahn, Quinn, Wenzel. So get it inside to Wenzel. Pass broken up, out of bounds. And Haley Stursik also out there for the Lady Reds. Kuzmanik gets it into Stursik now, driving in from the left corner. A little floater in the paint. That one fell short. Rebound May. She'll clear it out to Cabrera. Lady Reds have gone cold here. 4th empty possession here. Chance now to pull within 2 or 1 with long range. Wheeler with it now. Works it off to Cabrera left wing. We got a whistle and a foul. Wenzel and Langmeyer tied up again. I think Wenzel picking up the foul. That's her 4th. Huge foul there against the Lady Reds as that's the 4th on Wenzel. She'll exit. Christy Schmidt will come in. Langmeyer starting to will this team back. Byrne with it. And we got a moving screen inside. Katie Wheeler sliding in, making contact with Schmidt in the paint. Carthage with the basketball. Needs some points here. Sturcik for a three. That one's an air ball. And Carthage forcing it here on the last two possessions. Not looking very good. And they led by 10-point advantage, 47-37, but a 7-1 run here by the Duhawks. Langmeyer, free throw line jumper. That's a rattle out, no good. Hahn with a big defensive board, clears it out to Kuzmanik. Kuzmanik down the floor. Kuzmanik right of the free throw line. Loops it inside. Schmidt, turnaround shot. Oh, they're going to call an offensive foul. Not quite clear on that one. Embellishing that one inside. I think that was Langmeyer in there on Schmidt, who took the charge, or excuse me, it was May who took that charge, and I think her theatrics oversold it. Foul on Schmidt, her second. Back come the Duhawks here, down 4. Byrne inside Langmeyer, blocked out of there by Hahn. Picked up by Kuzmanik. What a block by Alexis Hahn. Now they give it off to Quinn. Around to Hahn now, top of the circle to Sturcik. Back to Quinn, top of the circle, takes the dribble, hands it back to Kuzmanik. They've done a nice job taking out Kuzmanik here today, the preseason All-America. Now inside it goes, Hahn from Schmidt, able to finish. Big bucket there to make it a 2-possession game. 8:05 to go. Hahn having a fine afternoon, 14 points for Alexis Hahn coming off the bench. May will hand it off to Byrne, to Langmeyer, top of the circle. Back to Wheeler, ball faking on Kuzmanik. Skips through the lane, back to Langmeyer, jumper there, good. Timeout, Loras. Duhawks will take the time here, 7:47 to play, we'll keep it here. 50-46, Lady Reds by 4. Speaking of Alexis Hahn, Hahn today 6 of 7 from the floor, 14 points, 5 rebounds. She has high scoring honors with Christy Schmidt. Schmidt also with 14 points. Combined, they're 11 of 13 from the floor, Schmidt and Hahn today. Kuzmanik, a very pedestrian game today, 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting. Well, she has 5 assists and 5 rebounds, but Duhawks have done a nice job taking her out of the scoring equation thus far. Loras now an even 50% shooting, 20 of 40. Carthage slightly under that, 20 of 41. Loras banging the boards here, out-rebounding Lady Reds 27-16 so far. But Carthage has forced 17 Duhawk turnovers. Langmeyer today was 17 to pave the way for the Duhawks. She's 8 of 13 from the floor thus far, right at her season average. And again, since the 6-7 minute mark of the first half, has played this rest of the way through with 2 fouls. It's a credit to her and her ability to contribute without picking up that 3rd foul. Hahn, Kuzmanik, Quinn, Sturcik, and Schmidt. Again on the bench is Wenzel with 4 fouls for the Lady Reds. Carthage will bring it up uncontested. Kuzmanik across midcourt. Gives it off to Sturcik. Sturcik now. Cut off on the dribble, gives it back to Kuzmanik on the wing. Back up top to Hahn. Working around to Quinn. Back to Kuzmanik. Quinn will pick up the loose ball. Quinn to the free throw line. Back to Sturcik, right corner 3, good! Haley Sturcik from Aaron Quinn bombs away from the right corner. 53-46, 7:15 to go. Now Byrne tapping out the dribble, top of the circle. Gives it off to Phillips. Phillips leaning in, lost it. Picked up by Hahn. Gives it off to Kuzmanik. 3-on-2 with Kuzmanik. Trying to get it back over to Schmidt, threw it away. Kuzmanik knew better. She was in traffic. Tried to force a pass to Schmidt and was taken away by the Duhawks. He's trying to do a little too much there, and instead of pulling it back out. Phillips now with it, guarded by Stursik. Gave up the dribble, needs some help. Gives it off to May. May in turn will hand it back to Phillips with 5 on the shot clock. Phillips over Stursik. That's a rattle out. Hahn with another board for Carthage. Alexis Hahn with 7 rebounds. Gives it off to Kuzmanik. Kuzmanik pulls up, going glass, too strong. Hahn with the offensive board, and his stick back goes down. Alexis Hahn having quite a ball game here this afternoon. 16 points, 8 rebounds. 55-46. Now they feed inside to May. May, backdoor feed. Byrne able to finish left block. So Byrne now with 10 in double figures, 55-48. Christy Schmidt circling in off the left side, lays it up and in. Schmidt now with 16. Inside it goes Langmeyer, stripped out by Quinn, but she took the ball out of bounds underneath the basket with that strip job, so Loras will keep possession underneath as Kleiner and Wenzel will come in. Give a little rest here to Schmidt and Kuzmanik. Again, Wenzel with 4 fouls. Cabrera will come back in for Phillips for Loras. Duhawks with the basketball. They get it to Langmeyer. Trying to back in on Hahn. Hahn holding her position well. Back out to Cabrera. Now reverse it into the corner. And we got a whistle and we got a foul. Moving screen violation here on Emma Bradford.
16 foul.
So a collegiate best here this afternoon for Alexis Hahn, 16 points. Carthage will bring it down, leading by 9. It would be nice to get the double digits here with under 5 minutes to go. Wenzel inside, turnaround shot was fouled. It's going to go on Langmeyer, that's her 3rd. Wenzel got that pass from Stursik on the left block, began to back down on Langmeyer, got her off her feet, leaned in as she turned on the shot. And Langmeyer commits her 3rd foul. And Michelle Wenzel on the stripe here. Missing on the first attempt. Second one on the way. Good. 1 for 2 that trip for Wenzel. 10-point advantage. 4:55 to play here in Kenosha. Lady Reds up 10. They swing it off near wing. They can get it inside loose. Picked up by Langmeyer. Lays it up and in. Lost control of it originally, then picked it back up. Stuck at home. 19 on the afternoon for Langmeyer. She had 39 the other night against Beloit. 58-50. Stursik, deep 3. Good! Haley Stursik, top of the circle with a deep 3. She has 12. Lady Reds out to 11-point lead. Near turnover there as the ball deflected through Varner. Able to come down with it. Now Varner again out of the corner for 3. That's going to hit the side of the backboard, go out of bounds. Possession, Lady Reds. Duhawks will get May back in there along with Phillips and Wheeler. 61-50. Lady Reds in front here. We approach the 4-minute mark remaining here in Kenosha. On top of the circle. Works it off to Quinn. Quinn dribbles through the lane. Back out to Stursik. Now to Kleiner. Kleiner with 15 on the shot clock. Casey will feed Hahn. Over the top feed to Wenzel. Lays it up and in. Excellent high-low post game that time. Kleiner able to find Hahn. Hahn dumped it down low left. Wenzel able to finish. 11 points for Wenzel. Lead back out to 13. 3:35 remaining. Langmeyer in the right corner. Wenzel has to give up some space there. Now May to Phillips on the left wing. Bounce feed back to Langmeyer. Langmeyer double team. Nearly threw it away. Got it back to Wheeler. Then fired up a prayer. That one glanced off. We got a shot clock violation. It never hit the rim. That's what the 5th one this afternoon committed by Loras. I believe that's their 5th shot clock violation. Timeout taken by Loras. A full timeout. We'll take a break as well. 3:15 to go here in Kenosha. Carthage 63, Loras 50. Back after this 60 break on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you. The final 3:15 this afternoon here at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Carthage up 63-50. They've got the Duhawks on the mat here, and if they can get a bucket here, perhaps the 10 count and out. They can get it up to 15. Big possession here. Stursik along with Quinn, Wenzel, Kleiner, and Kuzmanik. Wenzel on the floor with 4 fouls. Hahn, top of the circle. The bucket's good, but what do we have here? A foul. It's going to go on Kuzmanik on a moving screen. Coach Bernero trying to get an explanation from Aaron Rickard, who made the call, but didn't like it. Kuzmanik with the foul erases the Hahn basket. Duhawks will bring it down with some life here. 2:50 to go. Wheeler shot blocked. Hahn with the block. Alexis Hahn with the shot block on Wheeler, who was driving through the lane, was ready to lay that up with the left hand. Carthage comes back with it now. Stursik will set it up. Gives it off to Kuzmanik. 2.5 minutes to play. Inside Wenzel, left block, backing on Langmeyer, lays it up and in. That might be a Reds winner right there. And then Stursik plowed over, offensive foul. Phillips trying to drive the right baseline. Stursik got in front of her, took her medicine, took the charge, hit the floor hard, but is back up. And Stursik draws the offensive foul. And it will be Lady Red ball in the backcourt with 2:22 remaining. 2:22 to go. 15-point Lady Red lead here. On their way to their 7th straight win. Wenzel, a nice ball fake, lays it up and in on Langmeyer. Well, it was a 4-point game here in the final 10 minutes, but the Lady Reds have pulled back as they've been able to. Another rebound for Alexis Hahn off the miss by Byrne. Hahn now. Double-double tonight. 16 points, 10 rebounds, a couple of block shots. Her best game as a Lady Red. Hahn inside, trying to back down, lost control of it, gives it back to Wenzel. They'll reload. Kuzmanik, free throw line jumper on the way, good. Kuzmanik, who's been quiet offensively all night, 6 points. Timeout, Loras. Lady Reds back out by 19. Again, this was a tight game. 50-46 with 7:47 to play. But Stursik able to hit the three-pointer. That put the Lady Reds up 7. Alexis Hahn getting a block. Phillips missing a jumper. Hahn with the rebound. Got it down. Kuzmanik missed. Hahn got her offensive rebound, and the stick back made it a 9-point game. And from that point on, Lady Reds went on a 14-4 run to open up their 19-point lead. But credit Alexis Hahn here today. It was her day. Coming off the bench, Wenzel getting in foul trouble and able to take care of business as Aaron Gansky will check in, the freshman out of New Berlin Eisenhower. Also on the floor for the Lady Reds, Allison Riley out of Cudahy. Obendorf, the hook shot missing. Hahn with another board. Her 11th of the ball game. All over but the shouting now. Lady Reds will pick up their 7th straight win to go to 7-1. Boardman inside it goes. Hahn going hard, lays it up and in. She's got it all going for her here today. Alexis Hahn with a game-high 18. And we got a stoppage of play here. The officials stop play. Looking at that shot clock. Aaron Rickard will come over to the scorer's table and will explain what's going on. So Machurik will come in for Kleiner. Boardman out there as well for the Lady Reds. Duhawks will inbound, side out. Tell you what, this is a scrappy bunch. They're going to pick for 6th in the Iowa Conference, but I think they're going to give Simpson and Co. and company a run for their money when it comes time for the Iowa League when they start playing early January. As the run up, missing, taken by Blair Lutz. Loose ball in the paint, picked up by Phillips. Swing it back out, fresh 22 here. Katie Good back up top, 3 ball on the way. That shot short by Phillips. She's got her own rebound though. Gets it over to Good. Far side it goes, Varner. Back to Good. Near wing, Lutz inside. And flipping it high off the glass, missing. Ball tapped, kept alive. Final 3 seconds. 2, 1, and it's over. The Lady Reds pick up a 21-point win here this afternoon, knocking down the Loras Duhawks 71-50. Alexis Hahn would be your player of the game here today. Hahn, team high 18 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. She was 8 of 9 from the floor. Made both of her free throws here today. Hahn, their leading scorer with 18. Langmeyer with 19 for the Duhawks, but it wasn't enough as Carthage prevails here today, 71-50. We'll pause and take a 2-minute break. When we come back, our post-game report from the Tarble Arena, which will include a visit from head coach Tim Bernero. Your final score here this afternoon, the Lady Reds win their 7th straight, knocking off Loras 71-50. Back in 2 minutes on AM 1050 WLIP. Well, one of the largest crowds to see Lady Reds basketball, some 600 or so here today at the Tarble Arena. Saw the Lady Reds battle back here. They trailed by 8 points in the second half, only to regain the lead and take a 12-point halftime lead, 37-25, and hung on here as about midway through the second half. It was a 4-point game. A Katie Langmeyer layup made it 48-44, but from the 10-minute mark on in, the Lady Reds were able to hold the Duhawks to just 3 field goals in the final 10 minutes, just 6 points in the final 10 minutes. As a matter of fact, the Duhawks went scoreless after the Langmeyer layup that cut it to 8, 58-50. The final 5 minutes, the Duhawks were held off the score sheet as Carthage prevailed here today by a final of 71-50. Alexis Hahn establishing collegiate highs in points and rebounds here today. Hahn a double-double, 18 points, 11 boards for the Lady Reds. She was 8 of 9 from the floor, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. She also managed 3 assists today, leading her Lady Reds to victory. Christy Schmidt with 16, Michelle Wenzel with 15, and Haley Stursick with 12. Stursick 4 of 8 from three-point range here today. For Loras, 2 players in double figures. Their leading scorer, Katie Langmeyer. Langmeyer, 14 of her team high and game high 19 points coming here in the second stanza. She was 7 for 11 here in the second half, finishing with 19 points. Lauren Byrne with 10, Victoria May with 11 rebounds. As Loras falls to 4-3 on the season, the Lady Reds pick up their 7th straight win. Carthage now 7-1 on the year. As we said, good win all the way around here for the Lady Reds. They found themselves down early. They got off to a 3-0 lead, then an 11-2 run, made it 11-5. Duhawks led by as many as 8. The 14-minute mark of that first half, but Carthage chipped away, regained their footing, took a 12-point halftime lead, survived a mid-second half run, and got the job done here this afternoon. Lady Reds for the game shooting 57%, 29 of 51. They were 5 of 13 from behind three-point arc and 8 of 11 from the free throw line. Loras today, 42% shooting, 22 of 52. 2 of 9 from behind the arc and 4 of 8 from the free throw line. They out-rebound the Lady Reds 30-24. Carthage with only 4 offensive boards and picking up the win here today. I don't have a stat sheet, Tim, as we get Tim Bernero set up here. I'm still waiting for a stat sheet. No, that's okay. I'm sure we'll get one here in a moment, but I'll let you kind of glance at the live stat sheet. Alexis Hahn here today, my goodness. Coming off the bench, 18 points, a collegiate best in points, collegiate best in rebounds with 11 today. She was 8 of 9 from the floor and really rode her to victory here today.
Yeah, that's ideal, that you can have contributions from all the kids in the program, and she's really a good player. I keep saying she's gonna be, and that's dangerous because she's toward the end of last year and now this year she just keeps growing. The thing I just told the kids is that you kind of, I was at a high school game last night, and the difference between good, seniors in high school and kids that are here, it's incredible the world of difference. I mean, the game, the pace that you have to play at, and I think sometimes that they misunderstand a little bit when I'm trying to drive them to a different level. This team's could be really special, and Lex is one of those kids that you can see her skills are wonderful. She can score, and she was 8 for 9 from the floor, and she can rebound. And I keep challenging her and Taylor to keep getting better defensively. And they're, the thing is that they're good sometimes, but the sometimes has got to be all the time, and that's what keeps growing. And Lex was really good, today especially, and she ended up bailing us out on the boards because Christy looks like only had 1 and Michelle only had 3, and so it was, that was one of the things we talked about before about handling on the boards, and it ends up 30-24 them. The stats got skewed in the last possession because I think they got 2 or 3 offensive rebounds in the last minute, but still kind of fought that to a standstill and shot a really high percentage and guarded them well enough overall, I think, to get where we went.
Yeah, early on you jumped out to that early lead, and then they really picked up the pace. They jumped out then to an 11-5 advantage at that point, and you took that timeout, and I thought that was one of the keys. I actually wrote that down because that really stunted their momentum from there. It allowed you to kind of get your footing back through the midway part of that first half and take what was an 8-point deficit, turn that around to a 12-point halftime lead.
Yeah, and it was a situation where you always want the other team to work for what they got, and their work, obviously they were working hard running their offense and stuff, but we weren't physically standing up to them at the points in the offense that we needed to. Langmeyer got 2 real easy kind of little left-hand hooks in there. Well, we were sort of guarding. We were there, but there really wasn't a big physical presence. And the way they play with that and how they try to attack you off the dribble all the time, you have to have physical presence to take a charge or to block a cut in there and position the post so that it's not easy access stuff. And I thought they were the first 5-6 minutes or whatever it was, they had real easy access to shots. I mean, so we're not a team that overplays and denies and presses and those kind of things. But once you get into that three-point area, 25, 30 feet from the basket, you got to really stand up and be physical and control that area. And if you don't, they can do what they did, and a lot of people can do what they did in the first 8 minutes or so. But we stabilized that a little bit. Just said we've got to kind of stand up to them a little bit more physically and then take care of our stuff on the offensive end.
Katie Langmeyer ended up getting her points, but they came in the second half, and it kind of quietly got her team back in there. She was 14 of her 19 here in the second half. I think to her credit and to the Duhawks' credit, allowed her to play with those 2 fouls. She didn't pick up her 3rd foul till late here in this second half.
And she's a really good player, and she's a senior, so those kids should be able to do that. And that was, again, I thought we came out in the second half, and we allowed them space. All of a sudden we had Langmeyer, 4 points or something in the first half or 6, and some of that had to do with the fouls. But all of a sudden she's going freewheeling across the lane, and stuff that we guarded correctly in the first half, we guarded cautiously in the beginning of the second half, and all of a sudden, boom, now the game's at 4. And we just talked about it downstairs that it was 4. This game was, you probably got it on your timeline, but it was 48-44 with 5, 6, 7 minutes left, and all of a sudden it ends up 71-50. So Haley made a big 3 in that stretch, and it was all 10 minutes. So it seemed like there was less than that, but still, that ends up at 23-6 to finish the last 10 minutes, and that's a good job of standing up defensively and making it hard for them, and then converting, pretty efficiently on the offensive end. We started, we wanted to kind of chew up some time once we got to that 10 or 15 point lead so that they couldn't get back in quick order.
Your defense in the final 10 minutes was superlative. I'll tell you what, that was as good a defensive job as I've seen. You limited them to just 3 field goals the final 10 minutes. You kept them off the board the final 4.5 minutes of the second half.
And that's the thing. We were able to get it's a weird dynamic of how it sort of worked, is that when we were really good today and defensively, they couldn't get anything. Then all of a sudden we'd open the gates and they'd get easy stuff, and then we went back to giving them nothing. So it was, to keep, today's game, so to speak, they only got 8 free throw attempts. So we were doing a pretty good job getting the spots defensively for the most part. And the odd part is when we didn't, they scored. So it's kind of, I guess it didn't stop the game that way, but it was able to, and again, they went from 19 offensive rebounds last year to 11, and probably 2 or 3 of those in the last minute and a half. But, our offensive efficiency's gotten silly. I kept talking about Loras' offensive rebounds. We only had 4, but when you shoot 57%, how many? We only missed 22 shots. So it's not, you can't have 20 offensive rebounds when you only miss 22 shots too.
Well, and again, you give them only 8 free throws. This is a team coming in making 15 a game, and they were out shooting their opponents at the free throw line. Some ridiculous number here. They were getting 148 attempts coming in. That's 40 more than what you had coming in here. So they got to the line. You limited that here today, and I thought that too, as you mentioned, a key.
Ours is funny because, and I think you and I have talked about this before, we've shot, we've led the country in field goal percentage 2 of the last 4 years, and we're in the 50% area already after 8 games. But we never shoot free throws, and I'm trying to, I'm not wishing this, but I look at it and I'm going, we keep shooting around 50%, but nobody fouls us. So I'm sure they foul us, but it's just that we don't shoot a lot of free throws, and I know some of that's our design, that we don't play the way Loras does and attack off the dribble with a ton of different people, and we've got more standstill shooters in some places, and that's part of the design. But the fact that we're able to shoot that high a percentage, and quite honestly, Steph was kind of there today. She was 6 points and didn't get a lot of stuff, and they did a good job on her. But she still had 6 assists. There was a few of her turnovers I could do without, but she was, without her being dynamic like she was last Sunday, we were still able to get into a position to win a game and end up winning the game handily.
I thought the other player that kind of quietly had a good game, that you look at the stat line and you go, wow, Erin Quinn, 4 assists and 1 steal. She had that clutch little assist here on that made basket, put you back up by 10. And then finished with 4 and the 1 steal in 29 minutes, and it really got after it defensively for you today too.
Right, she's a great part of the team because she's in I think the top 20 or 30 in the country in assist to turnover ratio. So there you go. She didn't shoot the ball. She only shot the ball twice. She's been a little under the weather too, just with different things. The cold and flu season as everybody calls it, but. She knows her role with this team right now is to create opportunities, and she'll put the ball on the floor, and she makes pretty good decisions with the basketball. If you're in the stat, the national stats for that means you make good decisions and you're a good passer. So, she did that. I thought without scoring a lot of points, I thought Casey was pretty sound too today. She played 19 minutes, and was able, made one shot, and she does a good job defensively, sticking her nose in there and making it hard for the other team to get going.
And let's not forget Christy today, too. 16 points, 6 of 7 from the floor. You look at it, 14 of 16 combined with Alexis Hahn, 34 points.
Right, and Michelle was 7 for 10. So the 3 post players were really good again tonight, or this afternoon. Haley did what she did when she got started and got the first shot of the game on the kind of transition thing, and was able to hit that 3, and then she hit the big one down late in the game when we were, I think it might have been when it was 48-44, she hit one, or maybe it was 50-44, and she hit a 3 to stretch it out. So, I think that everyone's kind of playing their role. I think there's still more to get out of this group, and but we're 7-1, and that's a good place to be.
I like it. The coach says at 7-1, we still haven't played our best basketball yet. That's coach speak, I think, isn't it?
Right, and, that's where I always have to be careful, because I don't want to make them feel persecuted. We enjoy the victories as we go along, but the coach in you always looks at you always see the little flaws and you try to correct them. It's before the fire starts burning. So you're kind of, we saw that last Sunday at Chicago. It was a 4-alarm fire. We were in the first half. We were down 15, and then we righted the ship. And you try not to put yourselves in, because our league's going to be really good again, and we've still got some really tough non-conference games. And if you open the door for really good teams and give them a burst in a close game, that could be the difference between winning and losing. So, without being obsessive about it, I keep, there's little hints and tips along the way that I keep trying to give them. Hey, if we do this a little better, or a little that, and keep doing what we're doing, because we do some things pretty well, and that's the building point. Because all the teams I've had and the teams that have been really good in the last few years, this is December 7th. I mean, nobody's winning the conference championship or the NCAA championship or anything else today. I mean, the teams that do are going to be better 2 months from now than they are right now, and that's, you can pick any team you want. Whoever ends up winning it, they're going to be better than that. So that's our goal, is to keep progressing.
10 days off now. You're not back on the floor till the 17th against Co.
Yeah, it's needed. There's time for them to focus on exams. I just told them we need to get in the gym a little bit individually. It doesn't have to be, when you got that much time and there's no game to practice for, it's hard to make a point of, hey, we're going to go really hard for 2 hours today when the game isn't for 10 days. I mean, it's a motivational thing. It's hard to get to that point. So they need some space, physically a little bit. Some, kids that are not feeling good health-wise. Luckily, we haven't had, knock on wood, any serious injuries. We had one of our freshmen, Emily Schauf, turned her ankle a couple days ago. That's the only one that's missing practice or games right now. So it's a good time to give them a couple days off. The physical and mental part is always tied together, and the mental part right now is the stress of final exams. So you can't avoid that. So I try to, with forethought, schedule our games. So okay, here's some space for us to go. Okay, we played today. There's nothing for the next couple days. Get in the library, get in your rooms and study, and get ready for those. Take care of that business, and then the game after is not till the Tuesday after. So we'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So 3 or 4 good days of practice to go play, to get to play a good co-team here at home.
Well, congratulations, 7th win in a row, Tim, 7-1, and good luck in your game against Co. And we'll pick you up again when we're in Vegas. We'll actually get to do the Vegas trip, Carroll and Whitewater in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's too bad we couldn't find them closer to home. But I'm all for going to Las Vegas. But what do they say, that we have control of our schedule for the most part. But when you go into those tournaments, it's up to the schedule makers, and they're good teams to play. Obviously, they're good basketball teams. I was all for some kind of variety. I mean, we're going on the road, out of the region. Give me somebody from the West Coast or the South or the East, see what kind of different styles, and because sometimes that's fun to kind of put your foot down and with your stamp and say, hey, the Midwest and the CCIW, and we're representing all of them, and we go out and play against teams from other regions and make them kind of go, yeah, that's pretty good basketball back that way. So, I know Carroll knows what we are, and so obviously Whitewater, we've seen them for the last 3 years in the NCAA, or 3 of the last 4 years in the NCAA tournament. So those will be fun, along with the Co game, who's always got a good program.
Coach, congratulations. Nice win today.
Thanks, John.
Tim Bernero, head basketball coach for the Carthage Lady Reds, as the Lady Reds post their 7th straight win, 71-51, your final here at the Tarble Arena before some 600 or so fans, one of the larger crowds drop in on a Lady Red game. And again, the Lady Reds will be back home on the 17th. That'll be a Tuesday night when they host the Cohawks coming in to the Tarble Arena, wrapping up the 3-game Iowa swing, if you will, between Clark, Loras, and Co. Once again, the final numbers here. Alexis Hahn leading the Lady Reds in scoring today with 18 points. Hahn 8 of 9 from the floor, 18 points, 11 rebounds for Hahn. Collegiate bests in both categories for Hahn. So congratulations to Alexis Hahn. Puts 4 players in double figures. As a matter of fact, you look at the post play here, 21 out of 26 between Wenzel, Schmidt, and Hahn today. And the 3 combine for 39 of their team's 71 points here today. Hahn with 18, Christy Schmidt with 16, Michelle Wenzel with 15, 12 for Haley Stursick, 4 of 8 from behind the arc today for Stursick. 6 points for Stephanie Kuzmanik, 3 of 10 from the floor today for Kuzmanik, but she also had 6 assists and 5 rebounds today. Leading scorer for the Lady Reds held to just 6 points, but was active in other areas, as a preseason All-America should be. Casey Kleiner with 3, just 1 of 3 from behind the arc today for Kleiner. Gabby Chappa 1 for 2 from the free throw line for 1 point. Aaron Gansky, Taylor Boardman, Michaela Machurik, Allison Riley, and Aaron Quinn played but did not score. Quinn, though, 29 minutes, 4 assists, 1 steal, and a couple of rebounds for Quinn. Lady Reds shoot 62% in the second half for the game, 56.9, 29 of 51. Second half, 2 of 6 from three-point range for the game, 5 of 13, and they get to the line 11 times, making 8 here today. For the Duhawks, 19 points for Katie Langmeyer, and Langmeyer 9 of 15, 14 of her 19 here in the second half. Lauren Byrne with 10 on 4 of 5 shooting. 6 points for Victoria May. 4 points each for Katie Wheeler and Caitlin Phillips. 5 points for Lori Obendorf. And 2 points for Kathleen Cabrera. Again, the defensive story. The Lady Reds hold the Duhawks just 6 points in the final 10.5 minutes or so, and hold them without a field goal for the final 4.5 minutes of today's game. Rebounding, Duhawks out-rebound Lady Reds 30-24, 19 defensive boards for the Duhawks compared to 4 offensive rebounds for the Lady Reds. 11 by Alexis Hahn and 11 by Victoria May, your leaders here today. Carthage forcing 19 turnovers this afternoon while committing just 13 themselves. Carthage 18 assists on 29 made baskets. Loras 9 assists on their 22 made baskets. No blocks, 6 steals for the Duhawks, 5 of those steals by Katie Langmeyer. Carthage 5 blocks, 4 steals, 3 of those blocks by Alexis Hahn here today. So Lady Reds post their 7th consecutive win as they go up 71-50 over Loras. They're now at 7-1. The Duhawks fall to 4-3. Carthage next in action on Tuesday the 17th, hosting Co. Our next broadcast of Carthage Lady Reds basketball will be in Las Vegas on January 28th and 29th, December 28th and 29th, from Las Vegas, from the South Point Hotel and Casino in the D3 Desert Shootout. They'll take on Carroll and UW Whitewater in that tournament. We'll have both of those games for you here on 1050 WLIP and WLIP.com. Our next Redmond basketball broadcast will be a week from today, next Saturday night, as the Carthage Redmond will entertain the UW Platteville Pioneers. 7 o'clock tip, 6:40 with you, 7 o'clock tip right here at the Tarble Arena. Thanks again to Scott Delabio, engineering our broadcast back at the WLIP studios. Big thank you also to Mike Love. Busy weekend for Mike. He's got the Christmas festival and basketball and He says spending his weekend at Carthage College, unfortunately. But Mike, you've done a fantastic job with all the video and audio here at the Tarble Arena. And Steve Maravich, our sports information director here at Carthage, another fine job once again. John Weiser saying, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, if not the final outcome. Again, your final score here this afternoon. Lady Reds win their 7th straight, knocking off Loras 71-50. Until next Saturday night, have a great week, everyone. Thanks for tuning into Carthage Athletics, heard exclusively on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha. Good afternoon, everyone.